It's a moment every husky owner knows. One second you're playing with your best friend, and the next you feel the unmistakable pressure of their teeth. Your mind starts racing. Was that just an accident? Is this aggression? Or is it something else entirely? It's easy to shrug it off as huskies being huskies, but that's a dangerous oversimplification. The line between a playful nip and a serious warning is a language you have to learn to speak. Ignoring the message your husky is sending isn't a risk worth taking. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on more animals, travel, and lifestyle content like this. Let's get started. We're going to explore the real reasons behind husky biting, from innocent puppy habits to the more complex signals of an adult dog. This isn't just about stopping the behavior, it's about finally understanding what your husky has been trying to tell you all along. Let's start with those adorable husky puppies and their tiny needle-sharp teeth. If you've got a husky pup, you probably have the battle scratches to prove it. But here's the thing, this is totally normal and a crucial part of how they grow up. Puppies use their mouths to explore the world. It's how they learn about everything around them. When they play with their brothers and sisters, they bite, constantly. This isn't mean-spirited, it's how they learn a lifelong lesson called bite inhibition. If one puppy bites a sibling too hard, the other yelps and the game stops. Mom might even step in to correct them. This is Dog School 101 for learning to be gentle. When you bring that puppy home, you become their new family. The problem? Our skin is way more sensitive than a fluffy puppy's. Those nips hurt. This is your first real chance to teach them the rules of their new home. Plus, they're often teething during this phase, and chewing on things simply helps relieve the discomfort. So, how do you handle it? Punishment is not the answer. Yelling or hitting will only make your puppy afraid, and fear can lead to real aggression later on. Instead, you need to speak their language. The second you feel their teeth on your skin, let out a sharp, high-pitched ouch or yip. This mimics the sound their litter mates would make. Try not to yank your hand away because that can feel like part of the game. Just let your hand go limp. If the yelp just gets them more excited, which definitely happens with some high-energy pups, calmly say no, stand up, and walk away. This teaches them that biting makes their favorite person, and all the fun, disappear. Consistency and redirection are everything. Don't ever use your hands as toys. Always have a good chew toy ready to go. When they try to nip you, immediately redirect their mouth onto the toy. You're not just stopping a bad habit, you're showing them what they should be doing instead. This phase usually starts to fade between 3 and 5 months, but the lessons you teach now will stick with them for life. Section 2, the energy overflow, biting from excitement and boredom. Now let's talk about your adult or teenage husky. You walk in the door and they greet you with so much joy that it involves jumping and nipping at your hands. Or you're in the middle of a great game of fetch and they get so worked up they start biting. This is what's known as excitement or arousal biting. It's not aggression, it's just a massive overflow of pure, unfiltered husky energy. Think about what these dogs were bred to do. For centuries, they were elite athletes, bred to pull sleds over vast, frozen landscapes. That incredible drive is still baked into their DNA. When all that energy has nowhere to go, it has to come out somehow. A bored husky is a recipe for a destructive or nippy husky. The biting becomes their way of saying, "I need something to do." If this wasn't managed well in puppyhood, it can easily become an adult problem. While these nips aren't usually meant to cause harm, they're a clear signal that your husky's needs aren't being met. The fix here isn't a quick one. It's a lifestyle change. Your husky needs more than a leisurely stroll around the block. They need at least an hour or two of real, vigorous exercise every single day. Think running, hiking, or even dog sports like agility. A tired husky is a happy husky. It's a cliche because it's true. But physical exercise is only half of it. Huskies are whip smart, and they need to work their brains too. Boredom can be just as bad as a lack of exercise. Give them puzzle toys, run through training drills, or play scent games. Teaching them commands like sit, stay, and a rock-solid leave it provides mental stimulation and really strengthens your bond. When you give them a job, you satisfy their natural instincts and leave them just too content to bite out of boredom. Now let's talk about something important: fear and anxiety biting. This is where things get serious. A bite that comes from fear is a whole different animal from a playful nip. It's actually a defensive move from a dog who feels trapped, stressed, or threatened. And honestly, this is probably the most misunderstood type of bite. It's too often labeled as random aggression, when in reality, the dog felt it was their only option. Huskies aren't naturally aggressive dogs. In fact, their breed standard calls for a friendly and gentle temperament. But you know, any dog will bite if they feel like they need to protect themselves. Fear-based biting often comes from a lack of proper socialization during puppyhood. If a husky wasn't introduced to a wide range of people, places, and sounds in a positive way when they were young, the world can feel like a very scary place. The triggers can be things we humans don't even notice. A stranger reaching over their head, a child grabbing them, being cornered, or even just a loud noise can all be enough to push a scared dog over the edge. But before they bite, dogs almost always give warning signs. We just have to learn to see them. Look for a stiff body, pinned back ears, a tucked tail, or whale eye, which is when you can see the whites of their eyes. They might also lick their lips, yawn when they're not tired, or turn their head to avoid the situation. A growl isn't a sign of aggression. It's actually a clear warning that says, "I'm uncomfortable, back off." Punishing a growl is one of the worst things you can do because you're teaching your dog to bite without giving a warning first. Prevention is honestly the best medicine. Early and positive socialization helps teach a puppy that, hey, new experiences aren't something to be afraid of. If you already have a fearful dog, your most important job is to be their advocate. Don't force them into situations that scare them. And you know, it's totally okay to tell strangers not to pet your dog if they're anxious. Create a safe and predictable home environment and build their confidence with positive reinforcement training. For serious fear and anxiety, don't hesitate to call a professional veterinary behaviorist. They can create a behavior modification plan, and sometimes, medication might be needed to help manage their anxiety enough for training to be effective. Now, 2 other serious reasons for biting fall under the umbrella of protective instincts: guarding resources and reacting to pain. Resource guarding is when a dog acts aggressively to protect something they think is valuable. It could be their food bowl, a toy, or even their spot on the couch. This is a hardwired survival instinct. In the wild, if you didn't protect your stuff, you didn't make it. You might see your husky get stiff, stare, or growl as you get close to them when they have something they value. Trying to just take the item away will almost always backfire and can easily lead to a bite. The goal is to change how they see your approach. You need to teach them that you coming closer is a good thing, not a threat. You can do this by trading up, offering them an even better treat in exchange for what they have. A solid drop it or leave it command is also a game changer. This isn't about a power struggle. It's about building trust and showing them that you're the source of all good things. The other type of protective bite is driven by pain. A dog who's hurt or sick might bite with very little warning if you touch a sore spot. This can be especially confusing if the dog has never been aggressive before. But think about it. If you were in pain, you might lash out too if someone poked your injury. This is a common reason for bites, especially with children who may not know how to be gentle with a dog who isn't feeling well. This is why any sudden change in your dog's behavior or a new, out-of-the-blue aggression absolutely requires a visit to the vet. You have to rule out any underlying medical issues like arthritis, an injury, or an illness that could be causing them pain and making them defensive. So, is your husky's biting just innocent fun or, maybe a sign of something more? As we've covered, it could be anything from a normal part of growing up to a desperate plea for help. It could be a teething puppy, a high-energy dog just dying for a job to do a defensive reaction from a scared dog, or a protective instinct kicking in. While huskies are not an aggressive breed, any dog can and will bite if pushed far enough. Your job isn't just to correct the behavior, but to really understand it. When you learn to read their signals and see what's triggering them, you can finally stop just reacting and start addressing the real problem. That understanding is what builds a safe, trusting, and honestly, an incredible bond with your dog. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on more animals, travel, and lifestyle content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If this helped you understand your husky a little better, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the husky mind. And now, I want to hear from you. What's been your biggest challenge with husky biting or nipping? Share your story and your questions in the comments below. Let's learn from each other and build a better community for these amazing dogs.